My goodness. Look at we are at today. Look where we are at today, my friends. Today's the day. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, my friends, whatever time it is for you. Welcome. Welcome. Actually, you know what? I have a name. I have a name that I think I'm going to start, we're going to start calling ourselves. And I'm not going to say it yet. I'm not going to say it yet. I'm going to keep it a surprise, but I think I've come up with an idea, like a name of what I want us to be known as. And man, it's great. It's great. But hey, welcome. Look where we are. Today's the day. Today's finally the day of the reveal. We are about to be just over a week away. We are just over a week away from the new league. I am so excited. I'm sorry for being late. I am sorry for being late. We did have this discussion yesterday on stream. We did have this discussion. You know, I had my appointment this morning. Now I have no more stitches. I have no more stitches in my face. Thank goodness. Oh, it's incredible. It is incredible. Hey Maria, how are you? I just hopped on. I got back from my appointment. I was just saying I just got the stitches taken out of my face. We're about to see the reveal. We got a new league in a week. Like could the day get any better? Could the day get any better? I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I hope everyone else is doing great. And I found these. So there's these weird things. There's these weird like popsicles. I don't even know if you call them popsicles or something. I'll try and show you guys. Like these things. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these things. Like these little popsicles. My wife loves these things. She loves these things. And we haven't been able to find them for years. And I guess there's a store that has them now. So it's like, dude, I'm telling you what, like stitches out of my face, new league reveal, new league starts next week. Apparently some crazy popsicles that we've been looking for years are finally here. I mean, things are crazy. Things are crazy. You're excited? Yeah, I'm super excited. Super excited. You won't be able to play till oh, why won't you be able to play? Are you going on holiday or something? Like you won't be around? Is that why you won't be able to play? Should probably actually open up. I didn't even have my Discord open. Oh my gosh. I swear, man, Norton antivirus is like the most annoying thing in existence. It's one of the best, but it's one of the most annoying ones because like every time an update's got to happen or something, like whatever, it goes insane. And it's like, oh, are you sure you want to allow this? Are you sure you want to like, I get it. Viruses, yada, 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 whatever. Goodness gracious, man. Goodness gracious. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Oh, just a couple of reactions. Okay, I didn't know if I missed anything. I put that post out there this morning. I wanted to see if anybody was had replied to it. I know, dude. Can't wait. Friendly, if you're here, dude. If you're here, can't wait, dude. We're 40 or 39:48 away. I'm trying to think if we kind of want to watch this countdown. I was gonna kind of talk about some of the things that I wanted to see, like some of the things that I hope they touch on today. Number one is give us more build variants, right? If we could get more builds, you know, like obviously we're seeing it right now with the sorceress, but it's just like, you know, man, it's not a good build right now. And that's partly because of the gear. It's partly because of the gear. So we're not going to hate on it yet. Once we get to the end game and we kind of start buffing it up, we'll really see what that build's all about. We're hampered by gear, so we won't judge that yet. But it's like I want things in the game. I want more builds. I do. I want more character viability. It seems like even when we're like, so say we're playing like a sorceress, right? We're kind of going more towards like, you know, the witch builds and stuff, or, you know, like merc, like even blood mages are going towards like these weird crossbow builds and stuff. It's like I would like there to be more builds for the actual characters instead of kind of all of us funneling into like these similar categories. It would be nice to branch out a little bit. So if we get more build variation somehow, some way, that's got to be through skills and through the skill tree and all that stuff. It's like, so we need a bunch of changes there. So we need skills, we need supports, we need probably weapons. I know a lot of people are calling for swords, they're calling for all of these things. It's like, I get that. That will open up other builds, but it's like we need the skills and we need the supports, you know, in order to make those things even work, right? So if we can get more skills, more supports that are going to add to the build amounts and the build variabilities, I think that would be very, very good. So I'm hoping we get something like that. The next is that I'm really hoping for more in-game content. Now, you know, as the leagues build and build and build, we're gonna get more and more league content. You know, that's just part of it, right? The more things that they add into the leagues are gonna continue over and over and over. So as we get more leagues, we're gonna get more in-game content. But it would be nice if we could get like an actual in-game mechanic from like, and I'm just gonna go back to PoE1, is like if we could get like a heist level in-game activity, right? Because we're always running trials, right? Whether that's the Sekimas or the Chaos trials, you know, and you can only run them for so long. It's not that, you know, those are bad. I love trials. You all know that trials are one of my favorite things to do. Sekimas trials are one of my favorite things to do, and we're going to be running those next league too, for sure. But if we could get that third trial, that would be great, right? That would just offer us more to do. More bosses, more in-game activities, the heists and stuff. But like, you know, we can only run Sekimas for so long. We can only run bossing for so long. We can only run mapping for so long, you know, and that kind of seems to be like the main parts. And it's like, okay, usually by like, you know, we've kind of talked about this, like 6, 7, 8 weeks. By 6, 7, 8 weeks, we're like, okay, we're out of content to do. We're out of content. We've already made 2 or 3 different characters, or sometimes even more. You know, if you're a little more adventurous than I am, I typically make at least a couple per league. But it's like, okay, even by 6, 7, 8 weeks, we've made a couple characters. We've run all the in-game content multiple times. We need a little bit more, right? If we could get more in-game stuff, that would be great. So again, if we could get more more Uber bosses and stuff like that, if we get another trial, that would be great. If we get an in-game activity such as like the heists or the town where we're out, you know, doing our crops and stuff like that, if we could get something like that, like those, you know, those would really help bolster the in-game and keep us in the game longer than 6, 7, 8 weeks. I would say, I mean, we kind of ran a little bit long, and I think we only ran a little bit long this league because we wanted to run, you know, the no-hit run, which we did end up doing. But I mean, at about 6 weeks, we were really done. We didn't have anything else to do. We'd run everything that we could. We'd ran all the abyssal stuff. We were crafting a little bit. I mean, we were kind of out of stuff to do. So if we get more in-game stuff, that's number 2. If we can get more in-game stuff, so build stuff, in-game stuff. I'm just trying to think, like, I think another thing that I would really like to see is a leveling of the characters. Not necessarily, we don't want nerfs, right? We don't want these major nerfs where it's bringing out like Deadeye era, right? We don't want to crush it to where it comes down to a level that's just like, oh my god, they took it and they smashed it, right? We don't want that. What we do want is almost like a bring up of the other characters, and part of that will come with the skills and the supports that we were talking about earlier. But if we could get the other characters brought up, not necessarily, maybe not to that level or above that level, but around that level, that will make more builds viable, more characters viable, and it will feel much better, I think, in my opinion. So if we could get something like that, that would be great too. And that's really all I'm kind of looking for here. You know, if you know, I'm obviously really interested to see what the new mechanic is. We're gonna see what that is, but help out the characters. Let's get some skills. Let's get some supports that give us more builds. Let's get some more in-game content, and let's bring the levels of everything up to make everything more enjoyable. Like I haven't played a warrior yet. I have not played the warrior yet because I don't like the play style necessarily that I've seen from all of the builds. I just don't. But when I went to PoE1, the first thing I did was a Cyclone build on the Warrior, right? Incredible. And it's just, I just feel like the Warrior is a super tanky character, but I don't necessarily think it's like a great high level in-game character. Whereas like, the Blood Mage that we ran, it's super fast, it's super strong, and it does everything. Warrior, I feel like, is kind of slower. It's strong enough, but it's slow, right? It's like, we just need everything kind of leveled. It'll get there. Oh, Lord. Cyber savings, all the things. I'm getting all the ads, all the Black Friday, all the everything, anything and everything. Oops. Oh, so if we, like I said, those three things, that's really what I'm looking for. I want to see what the new league content is. I think the new league content, I mean, obviously the league kind of hinges on the content, right? If the content isn't good, but I highly doubt it. I think it's going to be great. I have no idea what we're looking. I have no idea. We know we're getting the druids. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect with the druids. Is it going to be a situation where, kind of like where the unarmed monk came in last league? We were talking about this the other day. Is it going to be where like the unarmed monk comes in and, they nerf it next day? Actually, it was like that night. It was like overnight. They came in and they absolutely crushed it. I can't remember who was playing that when I was playing with Weeble and Ruger and a whole bunch of other people. And he was like literally in the second act or something like that. At the end of the first act or the beginning of the second act or something, he was doing over 1,000 DPS. He was doing 1,000 DPS that early. And then, then that night they came in and just crushed it. It's like, I feel like something like that could happen to the druid. They have these, somebody's going to find a way to make that thing super strong and it's going to get nerfed to death, but who knows? What's up, Striker? From the other side, dude, we're doing great, man. We're 30 minutes away. We're 30 minutes away from greatness. That's what I said. I got the stitches out of my mouth today. We got the reveal and we got the league starting next Friday. So, I mean, hey, it's a good week. Or a good day. It's a good day. It has been a good week too. How are you doing? I'm trying to figure, I can't remember what time. They'll let us know right now. They'll let us know during this reveal what time it's going to go live. Because probably what we'll do next Friday then is what we did last league. I hopped on, when did I hop on? Like 20 minutes before league start or something like that. 10, 15 minutes before league start. And then we actually played into the night. So that's probably what we'll end up doing next Friday. So I won't go live normal time on Friday. I will go live a little bit before the league drops, and then we'll play through the campaign and stuff, try to get through it real quick. You can't complain, man. There you go. It's like I always used to say. I used to say this all the time, and people used to think it was weird. And they're like, hey, how's it going? And I'm like, I'm alive. And people are like, that's weird. That's super weird. And I'm like, how's that? We're like, I don't know. It beats the alternative. You cannot be alive. You cannot be alive. So I'm happy to be alive, man. I'm happy to be alive. Oh, where's all my stuff? I left all my stuff out there. I literally I came home, I ate something, and I hopped into here. So I left all my stuff. So I might go grab that real quick. I might go grab all that stuff real quick. My gosh, dude, just so many ads right now. 100%. 100%. My dad, I'm pretty sure a lot of parents always said, you never know when your last day could be. Every day is an absolute gift. Every day is an absolute gift. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. And if you go into every single day thinking, that, It's a gift. It's a gift to be here today. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. Even if it's a bad day, even if it's rough, it's still a gift, man. You're still here. Yeah, dude, much love. Much love. All right, let me go grab all my stuff. I'm a little unprepared. I don't have my water. I don't have my stuff, like nothing. I'm here. I wanted to get live. I wanted to have a little bit of a discussion with you guys before this all went live. So let me go grab all that crap real quick. I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. And it is freaking hot in here, I'll tell you what. So, I mean, you guys know, it was like a month ago or something, my AC went out. Or, well, it didn't. Well, did it go out? Yeah, I think the upstairs unit went out again. And we replaced the AC and the furnace in 2 of the zones that we have. I'll tell you what, man, we got new heaters too while we're at it. So we got the ACs and the furnaces brand new. These things pump out heat. Like I couldn't even tell you how hot it gets in this house now, like super fast too. Cause it's only like 50 degrees outside right now in Texas. You know what I'm saying? It's 55. But it feels like 47 because we got some wind and some rain and stuff going. So it feels a little bit cooler, but inside, dude, like I'm sweating under this sweater right now. So I might just have to take off my sweats and then we'll be good. Snacks, chips, and dips, dude, for the reveal. Yeah. So, man, like, so the thing about this house too, is we have 3 different climate zones. So we have 3 different units. We have an AC for our upstairs. We have an AC and a furnace for our upstairs. We have an AC and a furnace for our downstairs. And then we have an AC and a furnace for, like, back this way is like where our master bedroom and stuff is. And we have a separate unit that controls all that. So we have 3 of them, and 2 of them were bad. 2 of them were like super old from like 2003. So it was just time. If you ever have to replace one, dude, those things have skyrocketed in price. Skyrocketed. I remember this is when we lived in Colorado, right when we moved there. So probably like 6-7 years ago, something like that. 6, 7, 8 years ago. Like these things could be had for like $4 to $5 grand. Like you get a whole AC and furnace installed for like $4 to $5 grand. Not anymore, dude. Not anymore. Hype. What's up, Ruger? It is hype, dude. It is hype. How you doing, man? Are you ready for tomorrow? Are you ready for tomorrow? All right, let me go grab this stuff real quick, guys. Let me go grab my stuff. Let me take off my sweats because I'm burning alive in here. I'll be right back. 2 minutes. Oh, it's better. It's like a 15-degree difference with shorts on. Life is getting ridiculously expensive. Anything and everything is just super expensive nowadays. It's insane. What the heck? Just take that off, I guess. You're ready? That's what I'm talking about, dude. So you guys, you said you just took today off, right? You guys didn't do anything. You guys are just prepping for tomorrow, or at least you're just prepping. Like I assume you can probably do the course at your own pace, right? You can take the test when you feel comfortable, or is it like everybody takes the test? Like everybody who started the course on X date takes the test on X date, or is it like I'm not comfortable, I'm not taking it, kind of deal? You're doing stuff today, but in a real okay. Yeah, don't overdo yourself, dude. Go into it well rested and prepared. It kind of told me when I was ready. Oh, there you go, dude. That's a good teacher then, dude. If the teacher's telling you like, I think you're ready, then it's like, yeah, here we go. It's time, man. It's time. You said you'd already been kind of talking to a couple of people too, right? Like as far as job prospects when you get done. What in the world is this, dude? I got like my notepad ready. That way I can jot down notes while we're doing this. Because I'll probably make I'll probably do a review or like a reaction video and get that out tomorrow morning for you guys. You can land 2 jobs instantly. Okay. I mean, that's probably the smart. I would explore if I were you. I mean, it's nice to know that you have those like in the back pocket, right? You're like, if nothing else, I got these 2 right here. I was thinking, dude, actually, you know, I thought about you today. I thought about you on my drive up to my appointment because it's up in Houston, so I got to drive through like downtown and stuff. And there's this big old Amazon facility there, and there's like tons of tons of the trailers just chilling there. I was like, dang, dude, I wonder if like driving for Amazon is a good deal. Because I bet you, dude, you'd be busy, super busy. And I bet you could stay local. I bet you there's tons of local stuff there. I don't know how they pay, though. To be honest, I don't know. I can't imagine it's bad. Can't imagine it's bad. It's Amazon. And they need those packages, right? And it's holiday season. That'll work for you. That'll work for you. Yeah. Oh, okay. I just, dude, it literally like as I was driving through through Houston, I was like, dang, dude, that's probably actually a good gig right there. Cause I would imagine there's probably runners for that, you know, like they probably like, hey, we need, you know, this trailer from this facility to this facility or whatever, or vice versa, right? So you just run stuff back and forth. Like that's probably a good gig. It's huge. Yeah, dude, Amazon's massive. Amazon's taking over the world. They got anything. They got everything. They got everything. They got groceries now. They got all the things you could ever want in life. They have like health insurance now and stuff too. Like they're offering like health insurance, like not just like in the company, like outside health insurance and stuff. I'm like, God dang, dude. They own all these like television companies and all this other. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, they're coming for the world. Oh, come on. 19 minutes, man. Kiemo? I turned off the chat, too. I didn't want to see all this. I don't want to see all that. If y'all are wondering. Oh, so you guys did in South Africa, you guys didn't have Amazon? Like, when did that start? Like, is that just like recently y'all started getting Amazon stuff, dude? It's crazy. I'm telling you. It's crazy. Here soon enough. It's just like, I mean, it is nice. It is a nice convenience to, like, you know, be like, oh, I'm just going to order on Amazon. It's there like next day. I mean, you can even get same day on a lot of this stuff. Like, you get same day delivery and you're like, oh, perfect. Like, it's super nice. It's super nice. It's kind of like, now don't tell my son. Don't tell my son. But I bought him a bass guitar, right? Because he, you know, we play guitar. We play, you know, the 6-string guitar. But he wanted to start playing bass. So we bought him a bass for Christmas. And I had to get some knobs for it because the knob like is missing like half the knobs. Is also missing like the back plate. And it's like, you know, the back plate on those, you can't get them for the guitar. Like the guitar that the bass guitar that we got him, you can't just go and buy the back plate. They just don't make them. And there's not like an all parts that sells it. There's not an off brand that sells it and stuff. So it's like the only way to do it is to custom make it, which means you have to have like the back plate material. And it's like, I've looked for it at the local stores. Like we have a small mom and pop shop here. And then, you know, we have Guitar Center and stuff, but they don't really carry that stuff. And it's like, it's on Amazon and it's like, you know, $5 and you're like, okay, perfect. That works great. Like, and it was here in like a day. Like, what are you going to do? Like half a year. So you've only had it for half a year. I mean, dude, just wait till you guys have facilities like every so often. Oh, that's not here. Look, I'll show it to you guys. Hold on. Shh, don't tell anybody. You can't tell them. You can't tell them. You can't ruin the surprise. But hold on, I'll show you guys. Woo! Yeah, buddy. So there it is. So I'll give you a little history on it. He loves to play like rock and heavy metal, which I'm into rock and metal too. But he listens to some of like the really like the heavier metal stuff that I just don't. But he's super into rock and metal, and he already has a Schecter. He has a V, like a Schecter V, that he loves to jam on. So he wanted to get a bass. So I bought him another Schecter. So this one's a Schecter 2. But it's got active pickups in it. So active pickups are like much hotter, much better for like metal and rock and stuff. We got it used. We did get it used, but like it's missing the back plate. It's missing the back plate. So I'm gonna custom make him one. What's up, Ballistic? Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude, we're ready. We're ready. What's up, Weeble? Looks nice. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. I don't know how to play bass though. I don't know how to play these things. I know you slap it. Get ready for the house to shake. Yeah, dude. So we only got him. So he has the what is it? He has a Katana 50 that he uses for his guitar. And, you know, he can plug his headset into it. So it's not like too loud or anything. Or like when he does unplug it, he typically keeps it pretty low. But I know basses are super loud. Super loud. Oh, thanks, Ballistic. This isn't for me, dude. This is for my son. This is for my son. Same but different. Yeah, kind of. I mean, you just hit on the fat string for the most part. He's gonna get a lot. Hey, you know what? Here's the thing about guitars. It's almost like it's guitars. I put guitars and cars in the same realm. I put them in the same realm. You think you're gonna get girls when you play guitar, or you have a nice car. You know who it attracts? Dudes. Lots of dudes. It just does. It just does. I don't know what it is, but it's all dudes. Let me go put this back up. You'd agree 100%? Yeah, no, nope. You don't impress the ladies with it, you impress the dudes. And like, so we went when we went to there's a local shop here, like a mom and pop. I like to shop at the mom and pop store more than like Guitar Center. I just, you know, I'd rather give them my money, the small shops and stuff. That's cool. Yeah. So that's the story that I'm getting to. So like me and my son, we went there, right? And I think we just went to go get like some strings and to look around because it was like Saturday. It was like it was the day after Black Friday. And I went in there and there's this gorgeous American PRS. So Paul Reed Smith, it's a semi-hollow, what's the model? It's slipping my mind right now, but it's this beautiful, and they call it like faded blue jean burst. A semi-hollow, gorgeous guitar. And I was staring at this thing. I was staring at this thing for a good like 10 minutes or whatever. And they're super cool there. Like they'll let you play it. They don't care. They're like, yeah, go ahead, play it or whatever. It's beautiful. And then my son actually happened to play that bass guitar, and that's why I went back and got it for him. But when I went back to go get it for him, he wasn't with me, but my wife was. And I was telling my wife about this guitar. Like I took a picture of it and brought it home and I showed her. I was like, look at this guitar. It's beautiful. And when we went back to go look for that guitar that we were going to buy for my son, I showed her it. And I was like, look at that thing. And guess what she said, Weeble? That's cool. I'm like, that's cool. That guitar was so beautiful. So beautiful. They do. They do have some really interesting guitars there. They do have some really interesting guitars there. I feel like, so I do feel the only thing about the mom and pop shop is there's not as much turnaround, obviously, or like turnover, right? Because it's a smaller shop. As opposed to like Guitar Center. So you can go to Guitar Center on a Saturday and then go back the next Saturday, and there's typically like 10, 15 new guitars, like used guitars there or whatever, because more people go there, obviously. Whereas like the small shops, they're kind of more selective about what they'll take because they're like, well, I don't have millions of dollars to just go buy guitars every day and whatever. So the turnover is a little bit like it's a little bit slower. But the things that they have there are incredible, and they're an authorized PRS dealer. That's the other thing I like about PRS is PRS they'll support the small shops. Like they'll allow small shops to be PRS dealers. They don't just have to be like Gibson, where Gibson's like, well, we're not going to partner with a small shop because they're Gibson, they're huge, right? But like PRS is like, we'll allow you to be an authorized dealer PRS. So they get these beautiful, like I have never seen a guitar that beautiful at a Guitar Center ever. In my life, I've never seen a PRS that beautiful at a Guitar Center. That's hilarious. It is hilarious, dude. I just like, I don't even get it. I don't like, I can't imagine it because, so we'll put this into context, right? We'll put this into context. So my wife went to Disney, as you all know. My wife went to Disney and she went and got these things. It's called like a jersey, right? It's called a jersey, and they're apparently, she went to the Mickey Christmas Bash or whatever it's called, I don't know. And apparently you can only get certain jerseys during these events, right? And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. You know, she got one. She was super excited about it. She came home, she showed me it, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, that's cool. But for her, she loves it. She looks at that jersey the same way that I looked at that PRS. She looks at it and she's like, this is beautiful. I love it. She couldn't be happier with it. I look at that PRS and I'm like, I would do unimaginable things for that guitar. Like, I can still see it. Here, I'll show it to you guys. Pictures do not do this thing justice. Oh my gosh. Let's see if we can blow up the picture here. And look at how expensive this thing. This thing is so expensive, dude. It's ridiculous. Hold on, I got to pull it up here right now. Quick. There we go. Oh. Look at that thing, dude. Just Oh my lord, dude. I could stare at this thing all day. I could stare at this thing all day. The birds, man, the birds on the like the inlays. Whew. That's not, yeah, dude, it's so beautiful. It's like half my bank. Dude, yeah, dude, like, nah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous guitar though. Like I splurged when I bought my Tremonti. But Tremonti is also like, he's probably he is one of my favorite guitar players of all time. Like a lot of the things that I play or the way that I play is inspired by him. I just remember being a kid listening, and y'all can make fun of me. I remember as a kid listening to like Creed and just going, that's incredible. Like I love the guitar sound. The guitar sound that he has is incredible. That's not like, I mean, there's other guitarists out there too, you know, that have inspired me, but for some reason, just like, and I don't know why it was, but Creed was always just one of them. Just the way that he plays, the style that he kind of just, he's a mesh of a whole bunch of different players. He does a lot. He does a lot of things that other guitar players do, but he puts a lot of things together that a lot of other like a guitar player might be known for one thing or, you know, a couple of things. He will take elements of everything and just kind of like jumble it together, and it's his own beautiful, like, I don't know. Yeah, dude, that's what we're watching on right now. We got the Twitch drops going. Oh, are you talking about streaming on Twitch? I used to stream on Twitch, man. Twitch I don't get any viewership on Twitch, so I stopped. They're going through some weird stuff. They're going through some weird stuff. Maybe I'll do it on, I know next, is it next weekend? They're doing Twitch stuff too. Maybe I'll dual stream again. I'll do Twitch and YouTube, so that way you guys can get drop stuff if you want to watch it. Time for the lunch break, brother. Oh, you're good, dude. You're good, man. 3 minutes, dude. Oh my gosh, dude. I'll tell you what, I may not be here. Like, I guess my wife's having a day. She's taking it out. She's taking it out. I might have to go and get her those little ice cream things, whatever they're called. Oh, sorry, dude. I kept you up. I kept you up. I'll once they go live too, I'll turn up my audio a little bit. That way you guys can hear better. That crap needs to go away. I should have signed up for the premiere, that way I didn't get no ads. Here we go, dude. A minute and a half. Here we go. I got my little, like I said, I got my little notepad ready. I'm gonna be typing while stuff's happening. This way I can remember. This way I can make like a reaction video. We'll get, like I said, we'll get that put together. Hopefully we'll get that up early in the morning. With me and my slideshows. You guys know how. Feels like a week, dude. I'm telling you what, I'm excited. Like this is why I wanted to come back to Path of Exile before, because I knew I was just gonna be hyped, and I'm so freaking hyped. Jared is awesome. Hopefully, so I know we've been talking about it all week. I hope there's a bring up of all of the characters, because here's what I would like. If we could get the characters all on the same kind of level, where it's not like, you got like, Lightning Arrow, Deadeye, and then you kind of got like all these other things that kind of come down here. It's like if we get everything brought up, because like the one-arm monk was a good example where they nerfed it that night. It's like if we could just get everything brought up so they don't have to do those massive nerfs, because I don't want to see Druid come out, something great happens, like there's a great build, and then they nerf it overnight and they just crush it. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Here we go. I'll turn up the desktop audio for you guys.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers, game director on Path of Exile 2. And welcome to GGG Live. Today we're going to show you an exclusive reveal for what's coming next for Path of Exile 2. Twitch drops are enabled on today's live stream, so you'll be able to claim your Verdant Wilds dodge roll effect by following the instructions below. Now today, it's finally time to show off a new class that we know everyone in the community's been waiting for. So let's roll the trailer for Path of Exile 2, The Last of the Druids.
Well, well. What have we got here, then?
You lost, fella?
Hey, we're talking to you.
I asked you a question.
What's wrong with him?
He's lost his bloody mind.
wolf, a bear, and a dragon style? Yeah, wyvern. That's what I was like, dude, a wyvern? I couldn't remember the name of it.
I will find you, Eve.
Now, as you can see, the druid is a shape-shifting elemental spellcaster. After his fellow druids were
What's up,
destroyed
Shake?
by the King in the Mists, the druid lost his humanity in the forests of Ogham, where he wandered for years as a beast. Now, finally reawakened, he's determined to find his lost wife and regain his humanity. The druid has been one of the hardest classes for us to design. As well as having human spells, he has 3 animal forms, and we wanted to make sure that there were interesting combos between all of them. The druid is our first hybrid strength and intelligence class. That means he needs to have the ability to use spells and attacks. As a human, the druid typically uses magical staves to harness the powers of the earth and the natural world.
Shape and filth.
One of the first skills you will learn is the ability to create small volcanoes from the earth. This skill spits out balls of magma at your enemies, and will continue to do so for some time. While the volcano is active, turn into an animal and wade into melee range.
Dude, the
Many of the
wyvern,
skills
yeah.
you use as a human last for a significant period of time, giving you a good chance to turn into an animal and rage out.
Oh, dude, I wonder how long you
But
can
how do
stay
you turn
informed,
into an
though.
animal, you may ask?
Like, how long can you stay
Well, the
informed?
answer is a new weapon type that druids use, animal talismans. When you equip an animal talisman, you can choose which animal form you would like the talisman to represent. Depending on what you choose, you'll be given that animal's basic attack as a new skill to equip. For a bear, that's Maul. To turn into a bear, simply use the skill. Your character will instantly transform into a bear and attack. If you want to change back to a human, just cast a spell. You will instantly swap back and cast it. We wanted to make sure that swapping between forms was seamless and immediate. Changing forms should be something that you do without even thinking about it all the time in battle. In order to
Also,
allow for
there's-
hybrid melee and caster gameplay, most of the skills you use in your human form last for some time and aid your animal skills in some way. The volcano we used earlier will emit more molten balls whenever you hit it with a slam, making it perfect for use with your bear form's furious slam.
Let me know if the audio is too loud. I can
While
turn
in
it down
bear
for you
form,
guys.
many of your abilities use rage. There are a lot of ways to generate rage, but the easiest one is simply smash your enemies with Maul. Once you see the runes on your back glowing, it means you have enough rage to do a much more devastating version of your furious slam.
I wonder if you could lay down more of those volcanoes. Like if you could have like 8
Your bear form
volcanoes and
can
then
also
slam
go
the
on a
ground and they all go
rampage,
crazy.
stomping the ground as you demolish your foes. The more rage you have, the longer the rampage lasts, and doing it over a volcano makes it even better.
So you do need rage.
As you consume rage, your bear form will generate endurance charges, and these can be used with skills like Ferocious Roar. Ferocious Roar is a war cry that empowers your subsequent attacks to break your opponent's armor. The more endurance charges you have when you use it, the more empowered attacks you will gain. But Ferocious Roar has another special feature too. It's a meta gem that allows you
dude,
to
this-
socket any Warcry gem from another class into it, giving you the ability to use these skills as a bear.
Oh, wait.
Use
You
the
said-
Warrior's Infernal Cry skill to make your enemies explode.
he just said you could put other classes' skills in there and use that in form? Is that what he just said?
Or use Seismic Cry to stun your enemies and double up the number of slams you do.
Take my money. They've already taken it. They've
You
already
can
taken
even
it.
use it with Ancestral Call, a skill that turns you into the fire god Khal. Ever wondered what the Karui
Dang,
god of war
look
would
at that,
look like
dude.
if he was a bear? Well, wait no longer. Finally, build up enough rage and you can use one of the bear's ultimate abilities, Walking Calamity. This skill summons a storm of fire around you for some time, while generating even more rage to power your other abilities. A true bear-pocalypse. Now the bear is known for being a slower and more lumbering animal, with slower attacks and heavy slams. But what if you want to turn into something a little
Yeah,
more
massive clear.
nimble? Well, let's check out the second animal form for the druid, wolf form.
This looks sick.
For
This
the
and the
wolf form,
wyvern.
we wanted to go fast and furious. Even just the wolf's basic attack will leap forward and rake his foes. After attacking, the wolf stands up on 2 legs, but after running for a short time, he goes back on all 4s, allowing to move more quickly between packs of enemies. The wolf has a lot of cold attacks based on his association with the moon. And the first of these is Lunar
Come
Assault.
on, dude.
It's
Cold?
great for freezing your enemies in place.
Oh,
After
no,
they're frozen,
dude.
use your basic rake attack to knock shards of ice off your enemies, which land on the ground nearby and explode. If you want to get into battle quickly, you can use your pounce attack. This skill leaps at a target and applies a mark to them.
Could you imagine
Killing the
cold
marked
snap with
enemy
that?
will summon a wolfman into your side, allowing them to fight with you. Mark and kill as many enemies as you can to build up a sizable pack. While an enemy is marked, your wolves will prioritize that target and do more damage
Oh,
the
that's
more
sick.
wolves
And
you
it's
have.
like- it's kinda
so
like
make
a
sure you
minion,
keep
too.
your pack strong.
I'm just
Now,
saying
one
you could
problem you
cold
might
snap
run
with
into is
that.
your wolf pack dying in boss fights. You often don't have any enemies that you can mark and kill in order to regenerate your pack. To deal with this problem, you can use Cross Slash. Cross Slash jumps backwards and does a vicious double slash. Any marks on your target explode and triggers their abilities. This allows you to pounce to mark an enemy and then summon a wolf even without killing it. Cross Slash also has another feature though. Remember those ice fragments from before? Well, Cross Slash will propel any ice shards on the ground towards its central target. First, freeze your enemies with Lunar Assault. Then rake them to create as many ice fragments as you can. Then follow up with Cross Slash to generate a field of icy explosions to obliterate your enemies.
Oh, okay, so that's kind of like, that's what I was thinking, like you could snap, right, and blow
If they're
all
still
those
alive
crystals
after
up,
that,
but maybe
your
that's
pack of
the
wolves
way
can
they're
finish
doing
them
it.
off. Just like with the Bear's Raw skill earlier that allows you to use skills from other classes, Pounce is also a meta gem that you can socket Mark skills from other classes into. So for example, you might want to try adding Freezing Mark from the Monk to Pounce. After pouncing at an enemy, Cross Slash to explode the mark and gain extra cold damage for a time. The Wolf has many other ways to go all in on cold though. Using the Arctic Howl Warcry will allow you to add cold damage and chilled ground to any slam, while buffing your pack of wolves as well.
You gotta get out,
You can
man.
also use it to freeze enemies that are close to being frozen, making it much faster to use your other combos. Finally, the Wolf also has the ability to call down the power of the moon to transform into an Arctic werewolf with Lunar Blessing. In this form, you move and attack more quickly and deal extra cold damage. Consuming Rage will extend the duration of your Arctic wolf form, so you could try a hybrid bear and wolf build if you want to utilize the skill to its full effect.
So you can do multiple forms.
Alright, let's talk about the third form available to the Druid, and I think it's a cool one, the Wyvern. The Wyvern has a number of long-range breath abilities, but that doesn't mean you can't get into melee range when you want to. The basic attack of the Wyvern is Rend. Jump forward into combat and slash your enemies with your lethal talons. If they're close to being stunned,
Go
you
play
can blow them
Diablo.
off balance with a blast from your wings, causing an explosion of damage. After the battle though, it's time to feed. Devour the corpses of monsters to create power charges, and this is when the Wyvern's abilities really come online. When using Rend, you can consume a power charge to charge up your wings with lightning. Not only does this do a bunch of damage, but it allows you to turn this melee skill into a much larger AoE attack.
Yeah, I mean they're not going to show the full
Once your wings
capabilities
are
of
charged,
all these
the
builds
Wing
right
Blast
now.
will also
Like,
do lightning explosions
no
for even
damage,
more
like-
damage.
calm down.
If your enemies are close to death, no need to wait for them to actually die. When you see this blue marker, just devour them alive. Fresh meat is much tastier after all. Alright, so those are some melee options, but how about range? Well, you wouldn't be much of a dragon if you couldn't breathe fire after all.
Oh,
Rolling
come on,
Magma
dude.
is the first of the Wyvern's breath attacks. Spit balls of fire that bounce along the ground. These balls will trigger volcanoes as well, so it's a good idea to cast
Yeah,
one as a
nah,
human
it's
right before
too
you
early.
start spitting.
Way too early to be like no damage.
But that's not all you can spit. You have something a little nastier in that gullet of yours.
Oh, dude, that's almost
Spitting
dude,
up a
that's almost
barrage
like
of oil, and
grenades.
your enemies will cover them in a viscous sludge that makes them easier to ignite.
That's almost
If you
like
have
the oil
power
grenades
charges,
and
though,
then the explosive
plant your wings
grenades
in
and
the
you do the
ground
fire.
and vomit
It's
a barrage
crazy.
of lightning-infused projectiles.
If
The
you could
more
do
power
like
charges
poison
you
into
have,
that and break
the longer
armor,
you
like
can
if
do
there's a
this for.
poison attack.
But make sure you keep your foes at range. You're vulnerable to melee attacks while channeling this skill. In order to help with that, let's take a quick diversion back to some of your human abilities. As a druid of Scoth, you have the ability to harness the power of nature to create entangling vines to slow down your enemies. Another of nature's punishments is the thunderstorm. Creating one of these will create periodic strikes of lightning from the sky, and will also make your enemies
yeah, dude, it's
wet.
So toxic. It's
Why is
alright.
that useful? Well, of course, things that are wet are easier to shock. Use it with lightning damage from your wyvern form to enhance your damage. Making things wet also makes them easier to freeze, so it works nicely with your wolf form as well. And you know what else likes water?
Oh, dang, yeah,
Plants.
you could do that.
Water your plants to give them various extra abilities. Use Lightning Storm with Entangle to make them last longer, and attach more vines to each enemy, slowing them further. Summon Thrashing Vines to slam at your enemies for a time. Any that are created in water will be larger and deal more damage.
Dude, that's crazy.
Now then, with our enemies sufficiently subdued with our plants,
That's like that's
time
a
to
lot
really
going
land them
into
with our
that
lightning
build.
infused barrage. Now, this last Wyvern ability is just ridiculous, but we felt like we had to do it. Use Flame Breath to take to the skies and rain down a stream of fire on your enemies. You have wings, so we have to take full advantage of them after
Yeah,
all.
dude, you can stream it.
So
You can
fly
stream it,
around
you're good.
and burn in it.
Dude, that's sick.
Now, there are a few other skills we didn't cover, but there's one in particular that I think will open up a lot of builds. Spell Totems. Spell Totems are meta gems that let you create a totem that will automatically cast any spell in the game for a time. In order to create one, you will need to spend 3 endurance or 3 power charges. You could use them to throw fireballs, summon comets, or shower the area in lightning. Really, the options are kind of endless. Your bear form can easily generate endurance charges by consuming rage, and your wyvern form can easily create power charges by eating corpses. So it's pretty easy for the druid to get the charges needed, but they're
So wait
also
a minute.
available from quite a few other places as well. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of different spellcaster classes thinking about how best to take advantage of these.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, if you
Now, of
spit
course,
that
along
acid
with the
at
new
them,
class
and then
comes a bunch of new support gems.
you can, like, cast
We've
fire,
added
you
over
don't even have
30
to
new
cast
supports
fire.
throughout the game, but I'll show you a few of the cooler ones here.
or if you can cast like spark
Fan the
out of your
Flames
totem
can
while
be added
everything's
to any
wet.
wind skill to spread fire from one ignited enemy to the other enemies behind them. It's great for the Wyvern's Wing Blast. But you can also use it on many other classes with wind skills, like the Twisters on
Yeah,
the
Rage
Huntress,
and Charge.
or the Monk's Staggering
gonna,
Palm Projectiles.
They're used to, is it a unique that there's like no
Accelerated
inherent
growth
loss
causes
of
extra
rage? I
explosive
think there's a
plants to
unique that
erupt
does
from the
that.
ground
Like this,
whenever you
that's
grow
probably
plants with
vital to
rain.
this build. I can't remember the name of the
And
unique, but
Advancing
there's
Storm
one that's like no
changes
inherent
storm
loss of
skills
rage,
like
or it's a skill or
Thunderstorm
something.
or
I can't remember
Tornado
what it is
to move
because I
across
had
the
to use it
It's great for watering plants in mass,
on the crossbow build.
or to turn tornadoes into a real disaster by sucking up multiple ground effects as they travel along. And the Sorceress might like to use it with Firestorm as well.
Dang, look at that, dude.
Echoing Cry causes your Warcry skills to echo. They will repeat a couple more times with a delay after you use them, giving you more empowered attacks. Use it for the Druid's animal form Warcries, or on the Warrior for a nice power boost.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of that one. I know there is one, I just can't remember the name of it.
Grounding Shocks causes monsters you shock to turn into living Tesla coils, arcing lightning to nearby enemies. You could use it with your empowered wings for an extra damage boost, but it's also great with any other shocking skill. Try it out with Lightning Spear. It obviously needed more AoE clear.
Death
There's
Articulated,
a whole
okay.
pile more, but we'll leave those for you to discover. Now with a new class comes new Ascendancy classes. The Druid will have 2 options for now, with a third being released later. The first class is the Shaman. The Shaman channels nature's elemental fury and can harness rage as a spellcaster, unifying his animalistic and magical tendencies. By allocating Druidic Champion, you gain spell damage the angrier you are, and with Furious Wellspring, you generate rage continuously
Potential.
and can spend it to
Yeah,
empower your
I think we're
spells.
still gonna play a main character.
With the knowledge
and
of
then
the
do Druid
Asmerian
later.
Magi, the Shaman can harness untapped power
We'll see,
from
though.
runes
I
and
mean,
idols.
What he's
After
talking about
allocating
right now
wisdom with
being
the
like a
Magi,
spellcaster
you'll
as a
notice
druid
that
and then
all
switch
runes and
into
idols
form
have
could be
extra
sick.
mods only available to the
Because
Shaman.
if you can switch in and
These
out
new
of
mods
these,
unlock countless new possibilities for enhancing your build.
so I'm trying not to talk so much
You can
while he's
also
talking,
allocate
but like
Bringer of the Apocalypse, allowing
if
you
you-
to
if you
become a
can cast
walking
certain
natural
things like-
disaster. After dealing enough elemental
if your
damage,
wyvern's
storms
casting
of
out
all elements rain
water,
around you,
you can
destroying
switch
all
back
who
to
would
form
face
and shoot
nature's
out
fury.
lightning. I wonder, like
There are other abilities for the
these
Shaman,
builds are going to
but I'll
be
just show a few from each
intense.
class for
Like
now.
there's going to be a lot of like
The other
cycling that
Druid
you're going to have
ascendancy
to
is the
do.
Oracle. The Oracle perfected the power of foresight and utilizes this in combat to gain massive advantage. When taking Fateful Vision, you will see visions of your future self using specific skills. If you decide to follow this path by using the skill yourself, it will do significantly more damage. And with Converging Paths, at a critical moment in battle when a monster is vulnerable to freeze, stun, or electrocution, the Oracle can use Moment of Vulnerability to see a vision of the enemy's future and then merge it with the current timeline, allowing him to deal damage to both.
What?
And one of my favorites, when
Like
you
a
first
dual-
become
like
an
a double
Oracle, you
damage?
notice over 130 new extra passives appear in the Druid section of the tree. By allocating the Unseen Path, you use your power of foresight to learn from alternate futures and gain skills that would otherwise be unavailable to you.
Oh,
For example,
dude, what?
self-sacrificing allows you to be able to summon more minions by reducing their spirit costs, with the trade-off of making your reservation skills cost more spirit. Or Corruption Endures, which allows oracles to have a small chance to avoid death. Both the Druid Ascendancies offer interesting and unique ways to gain modifiers that no other classes can get, so we're expecting a huge variety of build possibilities from these. Now there are unique talismans for the Druid to use as well. We won't spoil all of them, but this one was particularly cool. Fury of the King turns your bear form into a fire demon, converting most of your damage to fire.
Dude, this is sick.
As a demon, you can also use Molten Crash, a jumping slam attack that leaves fissures around you. This unique also continuously grants glory, allowing you to use your ultimate abilities
Dude, that's
more
like that
easily.
stomp attack that the bear
Now,
was
of course,
doing.
the Druid isn't the only thing we're adding to 040. We still have a bunch more to show. With every new release, we create a new league with new mechanics, new pinnacle bosses, and with a new story to tell. And this time is no exception. So let's roll the trailer for the fate of the Vaal.
Dude, Druid looks
The
sick.
palace of Queen Atziri. It is a ruin, but in the dark, machines still churn. The temple has many functions, and with it, a chance to save the Vaal. A gateway through time. Travel into the past, again and again. Alter the temple, uncover its secrets.
Okay, this is almost like the
Be
PoE's one
rewarded
step.
for your sacrifice. And somewhere in the deepest chamber, my queen awaits.
Yeah, so you're going through like the chamber to get to the end.
The beast cannot give you what you desire.
You may have studied it, Doriani, but you do not know it like I do. It adores me.
Oh god! What are we looking at?
Come now, give unto me your desire. At last, fulfill my soul.
Hey, you know, that is like the Val stuff that you do in PoE 1, where you make your way through and you know
Hi,
you get to the end or whatever.
I'm Mark Roberts, Game Director on Path of Exile. In the Fate of the Vaal League, you will find remnants of the
wait.
ancient Vaal civilization scattered throughout Rayclast.
Why you gotta wait, dude?
They seem to attract nearby creatures and affect them strangely. After killing them, the remnant appears to gain some amount of power, but not enough to fully activate it. It seems you will need to find 5 more of these arcane devices, and sacrifice the monsters you find there to fully activate one. But things don't always go to plan. These devices are old, and sometimes infected by corruption. Twisted versions of ancient Vaal may emerge, and sometimes
look at that.
even stronger foes. On fully activating one of the devices, you finally discover its true purpose. A portal opens and takes you deep underground to a lost temple, once the home of Atziri, Queen of the Vaal. What treasures could still be inside? I think you're gonna want to find out. In front of the entrance is a console of some kind, and on activating it, you can see a map of the temple. Atziri's
Yeah.
personal chambers are on the far side, but how could anyone get there? There are disconnected rooms, and the layout doesn't seem to make sense. And that's when you realize the purpose of the ancient devices scattered through Rayclast. The temple is powered by sacrifice, and this energy can be used to modify the very structure of the temple itself. Each time you run the temple, you will be given 6 rooms that you can place, allowing you to craft your own dungeon to explore. Place paths to link up the dungeon, and place rooms beside them full of precious loot.
Yeah. So it's exactly like,
After
well,
you
not
are happy with
exactly,
your
but it's kind of
choices,
like PoE
open the
1
temple
where you go
and
into the
discover
Val
the
and you get
results
through
of your
these rooms or
efforts.
whatever.
Each room contains different challenges along with its rewards. On entering a room, the doors will slam shut behind you and you will need to face the encounter within. But choose wisely. It's important where you place the rooms to get maximum returns. For example, when placing a commander, you could just place it anywhere along an existing path, but a much better strategy is to place it next to a garrison of troops for him to command.
Ah, okay.
With better leadership, the garrison will level up, making the monsters harder, but also more rewarding. Different rooms have different requirements for leveling up. For example, if you want to fully level up a smithy, you will need to supply it with golems from an adjacent golem works, and hook up a generator to the power network to supply it with power. After doing so, the golems will be powered up, making them much more dangerous.
So we'll have to
You
figure
don't
out
need
what
to
all these
memorize
things are.
what interacts with what. When selecting a room, you will be shown the locations that will make other rooms level up, and exactly what effect it will have on the temple. After running the temple, a few of the rooms will destabilize and be removed. It will be up to you to rebuild the temple, adding 6 more rooms each time you come back, making the temple larger and larger and larger. So
I
that's
wonder
the
if it's going
basic
to be worth it
functionality
though.
of
Like,
the temple.
is it going to be worth
But
it to
there's
do
a
all
lot
that,
more.
or just go straight to the
Once
straight to the
Doriani
end?
finds out about your
I guess
travels
we'll
to
have to see the
Laravel,
rewards, right?
he will attempt to persuade you to take on a new mission. The temple entrance contains a prototype of the time
That's what
portal
I'm
device.
thinking. Like what you're saying,
It will be
Weeble. Like
able
it
to
seems
take
like
you
that's a
back
long
in
ways
time,
away.
but only
We'd have
to
to see
one
the
specific
rewards. Are the
point.
rewards actually worth?
Right before
are
Itzeri
they
triggered the
worth
cataclysm
running,
that
or just try to
destroyed the
get there as
Val.
quick as possible?
He requests that you go back and attempt to stop Itzeri to prevent the Val from ever being destroyed. Itzeri is on the far side of the temple, so you will need to expand the temple significantly to get to her. And even worse, her chambers can only be unlocked by a room that isn't currently accessible to you. In order to deal with that, you are going to need to visit the architect of the temple. To get to him, you will need to place path rooms, but while doing so, you will probably want to exploit some of the Val technology only available in the past. Once you can travel into the past, a whole new set of rooms are available to you, and they have some pretty insane rewards. At level 1,
got
the
our answer.
corruption chamber can be used to corrupt a single item. But
Okay.
placing it next to a thaumaturge to run the place, and a sacrificial chamber to provide soul energy, you'll be able to level it up. And it's worth it. Because once you get the room to level 3, there are some very nice rewards to be had. In a
So is
level
that
3
like
corruption
a-
chamber, you will find this mysterious device. It has a slot to place an item, and it only accepts items that are already corrupted. What will
Oh,
happen
dude,
to
we
them?
can double corrupt.
Well, normally once an item is corrupted, you can't modify it any further. But this device allows you to corrupt your item a second time, adding another enchantment.
Oh, dude, no
This
way.
has the capability to craft some very powerful items indeed. But be warned, the Val are all about taking risks in the pursuit of power. There is a 50% chance that the item will be destroyed.
Okay.
Each room has its own interesting mechanics and rewards
I
when
was
it
just gonna
levels
say,
up.
I wonder if we can use the
Many of them contain bosses to
the
fight,
omen in there, and it guarantees
special
something. But
drops.
apparently not. Apparently not.
and in many cases, new crafting opportunities.
Dude, you can corrupt gems now.
For example, a level 3 alchemy lab has a nasty Val construct to fight. But if you can defeat it, you can find new corrupted soul cores.
He just put a gem in there, dude.
Like
He just put a skill gem
Guatalixi's
in there.
Thesis, which on boots allows you to sacrifice your life to run faster. Or Sita Qualotl's Thesis, which on gloves will revive one of your minions whenever an offering expires. Get a sacrificial chamber to level
That'd be
3,
sick for minions.
and you will need to face a highborn priest of sacrifice. Defeat him to be able to further corrupt a Val unique, modifying it in unpredictable ways.
What is that skill, dude? What is that?
One of the mods of this unique will be removed and replaced with another random mod. For example, this Soul Mantle. It gives you an additional totem, but lowers your totem's life and curses you when they die. By using the machine, this could result in a terrible item if you remove the good mod, but also some amazing items if you replace the downside. Now, one extra thing to
All right,
mention
so they're
about
making
these Val
uniques a
crafting
lot
machines.
more interesting.
You don't have to take the items you want to craft into the temple. If you don't have the item you want to craft with you at the time, then clicking this button will allow you to create a currency item instead, allowing you to do the craft later or trade it if you want.
Oh, dang.
Now,
so
there
you
are
can
all
sell
sorts
them.
of interesting
You don't
rooms
even
you
have
can
to use
find in
them.
the
You can sell
temple.
them. There you go. So
But
that's,
the last one I want to show you today
these could be
is the
worth
Flesh
running just to do
Surgeon.
that. Currency items. We'll have to see which
A
ones are
Val
worth
Flesh
it, though.
Surgeon can be leveled up by placing him next to a high-level synth flesh lab. But be careful. The Flesh Surgeon has some rather unpleasant experiments in his personal lab.
Oh,
Afterwards, you might notice the surgery table just sitting there. The Val are great at crafting items. Why not do some crafting on yourself? After laying down, you'll be asked which limb you'd like to replace. Left arm, perhaps your right leg. Each limb can get a different set of random bonuses, so choose wisely. After getting up from the table, try out your new limb. It seems to work fine, and even perform better than your normal one.
What?
Now, there is just one thing with replacing body parts. If you die and are resurrected, your body will return to its natural state. You might need to return to the Val Surgeons if you want another robot arm, and maybe get a better one next time.
Oh, man, that could,
Some rooms, like the Commander, can give you a new type of reward. Medallions that can be used to manipulate the temple in other ways.
You could
Using
probably
a
get, like,
Quippalatal's
crazy
medallion will
upgrades to your
allow you
character
to
that way. Like,
artificially boost a room,
when you die and you
even if
lose
it
it, that
doesn't
sucks,
meet the
but-
normal requirements to level up. And a Huatalotli's medallion will stop rooms from destabilizing when you complete a temple, allowing you to guarantee getting a reward a second time. Great if you want to stock up on double corrupts. Now, with all that aside, time to face the Architect, and you will be in for a fight. Once defeated, you will find another
Immortal
console
builds?
that can be used to
dude,
modify
if
the
you get the
temple.
right rolls on all your
But
body,
this
if you, like,
one
they're
is
saying you could do
special.
4, right?
It allows you to place new types of rooms with specific rewards. There are rooms with specific uniques, special runes, and currency. But also a few other, more niche crafting experiments. Like this one, that can extract the socket balls back out of an item, at the cost of destroying it.
Oh, that would be nice for the +1 like
Now,
level of all spell
something
skills.
really important
like
is
in
every
wands and
league
stuff.
we release a
If you
significant
get a new
amount of
wand, you
content
can rip
for
it
the
out.
in-game.
I mean, you sacrifice
In order to
it,
make sure that the
sucks.
fate of the Val works well for late game players, we've added many mechanics to make sure that you can scale the difficulty and rewards to match. Getting some rooms to level 3 adds extra mods to the entire dungeon, and these stack with each other. So in endgame, when you can get some really big temples, you can generate a challenge that can even match the strongest of characters. We also start to introduce ways to
level
store
ones,
up energy for
exactly.
the temple, allowing you to save up many runs so you can do them later at your leisure, and not interrupt your mapping too often.
I mean, because they were like 12
Now, in
div a
each
pop,
league,
so it's like,
it's
you know, if you have a
important that
2
we
div
have a
wand,
new
it's better
pinnacle
it's
boss
better
to
to pop
test your
out
character's
the
might.
rune than to try to sell 2
In the
div
fate of the
and,
Val,
and
you will get to
redo the-
face
and-
Exile
or, rebuy
while
the,
she was
the
at
rune.
the peak of her power. One of the rewards you will gain by defeating the Architect is the ability to place the Royal Access Chamber. Once connected to your temple, you can visit it to finally reach the Queen of the Val herself. This fight takes place at a critical moment in history, right as Azeri communes with the beast's power and takes her true, corrupted form. Now, we are not going to show you the whole fight, but we will tempt you with one of the rewards. This is Azeri's rule. This staff gives additional levels to all of your corrupted gems and lets you trade life for extra damage.
Dude, I can't wait to see the corrupted
while
skill
using the
gems.
staff,
Like they
mirrors of
probably go
refraction will
crazy.
constantly appear on the battlefield. Any projectile you fire at these will split into a nova, and they can chain from one to the other. So, that's the fate of the Val League. But we are also bringing the previous league, Rise of the Abyssal, into the core game, along with a few changes.
There we go.
Now, for those of you who haven't seen what happens when a league is over, it's important to understand that you will not be seeing abysses in every area anymore.
Understandable.
Rise of the Abyssal is now one of the league mechanics that can show up randomly in endgame. If you want to specialize in running abysses, there is now a tablet that will allow you to add them to any map you run. You can also craft the tablet to add abyss-specific mods to enhance how they function.
Oh, there we go. That's sick.
Now that Abyss is core, it also needs its own Atlas tree. You can gain your first points by completing an Abyss. But there are
God,
more
can we get rid of
available
like
for doing
the
depths
terrible chests?
and killing certain bosses. And there are a bunch of different options. You might just want more monsters and bosses. But
Dude,
you can
farming
also make
abysses
finishing an
could be
abyss have a chance
huge
to
money.
overrun a nearby map with the abyssal. Or make your waystone modifiers also apply to abyssal depths. You could specialize in the interaction with other leagues, or specialize in a specific abyssal faction.
Oh, I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to look,
One of the
Striker. I don't
important
know.
elements that we have heard
It's
loud
tempting.
and clear
It
is
looks
that
like-
needing
it
to do
looks like
abyss
a ton of
crafting on
fun.
waystones is quite annoying. So, we have removed that. In fact, we have removed instilling from waystones as well. This mechanic felt mandatory on maps because it boosted the value of all other content, but it was both annoying to do and resulted in a lot of visual clutter. Instead, we are bringing back some of that power on tablets, which you don't need to craft nearly as often, since they last for 10 maps each. Once you defeat the Arbiter of Ash, you will be able to upgrade tablets to a rare with 4 mods using regular currency.
There we
Even
finally
this
we
isn't
got
enough
more
to
mods.
fully bring back the power you could have gotten from instilling, so we have also buffed the bonuses that tablets give. Going forward, we're not going to be adding any more crafting directly to waystones outside of the basic currency, because it adds too much micromanagement.
I like
But
that.
on that note, Fate of the Val does bring the ability to corrupt your tablets, hoping to get one of many different random outcomes.
Oh no, dude.
Now, with regard to Delirium Fog,
Tablets are gonna
even
skyrocket.
though you shouldn't have to have it on every map anymore, we still did want to make it less visually annoying.
That's
Delirium
nice.
Fog has been toned down significantly,
Thank God.
so you won't feel like you're just playing in a sea of grey. Another big source of problems in the endgame is the feeling of getting overwhelmed with monsters. In 031, we reduced the number of monsters in early endgame in order to help with this, but still scaled up the number of monsters to previous levels by the time you got to tier 15. Well, after letting this simmer for a while, we are still getting this kind of feedback. So we are no longer going to scale up the number of monsters you go as you get deeper into the endgame. Instead, we are scaling up the difficulty and rewards by the same amount. So to be clear,
Okay.
instead of increasing the number of monsters by 40%,
I don't.
they will instead drop 40% more items, grant 40% more experience, and have 40% more life. In addition to all the normal scaling they get due to being higher level.
I wonder how that's gonna
This
feel
only
power-wise.
applies to regular
A
monsters,
40%
not
increase in
bosses.
health could
We
really
have
make
also
like
reduced the speed modifiers that monsters can get sometimes, which also
our
helps a lot
damage.
with
We
this.
need something to help with the damage, and I get it. We're
Now,
getting corrupt stuff.
We did
but
have
like,
a large amount of content for in-game planned for 040.
we'll see how that
But
we'll see how that
unfortunately,
feels.
we just didn't get time to finish it. The scope was a bit too large, and so we'll need to wait until 050 for that. But rest assured, there will be a ton of upgrades for the existing leagues, as well as new pinnacle bosses, and a significant overhaul to the Atlas passive tree coming soon. Now, another problem that becomes a much bigger issue in the endgame is game performance.
Yes.
And we have done a lot of work here. The primary issue is CPU load. And to address that, a lot of things have been optimized.
Thank
And we
God.
have done a lot of work to take advantage of more of your CPU cores. You should see frame rates of at least 25% higher, and a lot less bad frame spikes during gameplay.
Nothing like
It
hearing
does
my,
make
my
quite a big
PC
difference,
fans sound
especially
like a
on
jet
consoles.
engine when I'm playing this game.
A lot more work in this area is ongoing, and you will continue to see performance improvements over the next few months. Of course, another important area is game balance, and we have made a lot of changes. Now, most of these we will save for the patch notes, but I'll do a quick summary of some of the numbers. As well as adding 11 new unique items, we have rebalanced dozens of others that are not currently used very often.
I was about to say, dude,
We've
I don't
also
think
done
we
a
need
pass
more
over lineage
uniques. We need them to be
supports.
better.
21 of them have been rebalanced, as well as adding 9 more. Alongside the 2 new Druid ascendancies, we have made balance changes to almost all the others, with some of them getting a grander rebalance, such as the Smith of Katava. Alongside the 20 plus new Druid skills, we've also rebalanced 90 other active skills across all the different classes. And to top it all off, there are also over 250 new passive skills added to the passive tree.
That's good.
These changes should go a long way to increase the viability of many more skills, uniques, and overall build variety that can tackle our most challenging content.
That's what we were looking for. That was
Next
something
up,
we were looking for.
we're going to be talking about our new supporter packs. Today, we're launching 2 new series of supporter packs, the Precursor and Kalgurin packs. Each tier contains the pack's full face value in points, alongside several exclusive microtransactions. As always, the microtransactions in these packs are purely cosmetic and do not affect your character's
Yeah,
power
that's a ton
or
of
progression
new,
in
a ton
any
of
way.
new stuff in the skill tree.
The
But we need it.
Precursor series of supporter
we
packs
needed it.
contains 6 exclusive microtransactions.
I hate that one. I'm gonna tell you
First
that
up,
right now because it makes me
the
think of
marble
the stupid
statue character
the sun
effect.
maps.
Once you finally stay still
hate
for a
that
moment,
map.
a podium rises up out of the ground to immortalize you, turning your skin to marble.
That's pretty slick.
When you next move, the stone crumbles around you. The Precursors had mastery over gravity manipulation. So too can you, now with the Gravity Well portal. Witness the power of its pull as you approach it. Draw in enemies with your own gravitational pull with the Awakened Precursor armor set. The Precursors designed and built many mysterious ancient beings. This one used to serve as a scout that would patrol and tase intruders. Why salvage gear yourself when the Master of the Forge can do it for you?
That's
Molten
pretty sweet.
gold spills out as the Forge Master breaks down your items.
That's pretty sweet.
The Relic of the Precursor's map device is a mysterious machine that sits atop ancient colossal statues. It keeps track of the number of charges consumed on your Precursor tablets used in the device. The Kalgurin pack series also contains 6 exclusive microtransactions. The Kalgurins had astounding skill in astronomy, being able to track cosmic events with absolute precision. Harnessing that skill, with the Astronomer's level up effect equipped, you too can now see exactly how long it took you to level up as it outputs the time in chat. The time taken to reach your last 3 levels is also displayed on the item, so you can link it when you have a time you're proud of.
Yeah, dude, it's definitely changed.
Crush
It's
unique
definitely-
enemies
I mean, it's getting.
by unleashing the
we're
wrath
getting
of the lost
the
Kalgurin
updates
fleet,
that we need.
led formerly by Captain Heartland himself. A Kalgurin seafarer needs armor fit for
That's
the
pretty
treacherous
sweet.
seas of Rayclast. This set has you covered with the classic tricorn,
Yeah, dude, the
and of
pirate's
course,
sick.
a pig leg.
That's
The
sick.
Lost Treasure weapon skins top off your appearance of a true raider of the seas. These gilded weapons can be applied to wands, two-hand maces, and shields.
The wand's
After a
pretty
long
sweet,
day
too.
of plundering loot, retreat to the Kraken's Cove
Oh,
hideout,
dude, that's
a
sick.
home of some of the most deadly ocean-dwelling creatures in Rayclast. Many ships have met their demise here. What better to accompany you in Kraken's Cove than a Kraken itself? replace your stash with a dormant kraken waiting for its prey. As you approach, it will awaken and terrify both you and any guests in your hideout.
So that's your new stash.
Alongside
That's
this,
sweet, dude.
an extra stash skin item will be granted to you, and when placed, will automatically open to any stash tab set with the currency affinity, to help having to navigate through your tabs.
Oh, there you go. So you could just throw that out
Additionally,
as like your
any
main currency.
microtransactions from these supporter packs will be made available for use in Path of Exile 1. Thank you very much for all your ongoing support. We're just about to start the Q&A with Ziggy D. Afterwards, at 11 AM NZ time, we'll post the patch notes. With release at the end of next week, our community team will be posting crucial information you'll need for the release. Keep an eye on the news.
We'll
Thanks
look
for
at those
joining us
tomorrow
today
before the stream.
and
We'll go
checking
through.
out
I'll
our
read them
latest
tonight, but we'll go
developments.
through them before we stream tomorrow.
We're looking forward to playing alongside our fellow shapeshifting exiles, all while uncovering Lost Val secrets by doing some dungeon crafting. We'll begin the Q&A shortly, so please get your questions ready.
I mean, that's sick. So we did get more build variants, right? Because we got the more skill. We'll have to see what the passive tree looks like and what exactly we're getting in there. So that's good news. Being able to specifically farm the Abyssal is awesome. And then we're adding in the new Val stuff,
Welcome
so
back,
we did get a
Exiles,
little
to
bit of
the
in-game
Q&A
stuff
portion.
too.
I am your host, Ziggy D, and today we're going to be touching on the design of the Druid and the fate of the Val League while we gather some community questions. Then we'll deep dive into
Put me in a
endgame
coma till the
balance and
12th.
other game design topics. I am, of course, joined by game directors Jonathan Rogers and Mark Roberts. How you guys going today?
Oh, very good. I mean, you know, it's been a great one to work on this one. Like, I've really enjoyed it. So yeah, it's definitely great to see you again. And it feels like it's only been like no time at all since the last time you were here with the PoE1 release.
It feels like only several weeks, and that's pretty accurate.
yeah.
We get to see you twice as often now, so that's fun.
Yeah, I'm around every 2 months or so now, roughly. It's great. I love it. Let's keep going. So I do have to open with this though. Is like,
You don't want to watch this? We don't have to watch this if you guys don't want to.
Video today.
Yeah, I think one of the issues that we have is like we're
It's
so
up to you guys.
concentrating on like just demonstrating how the mechanics work that we sort of forget to be like, okay, let's actually make sure the damage numbers that we're doing on this like test character we're filming here are actually like in line with what people actually normally expect. So yeah, there's just a few things there that we probably should have caught and made a little stronger there. But yeah, when you actually play it, it's certainly from the alpha feedback incredibly powerful.
Yeah,
like,
it doesn't matter. If you guys don't want to watch this, we don't have to watch this.
like,
We
you
can
know,
kind of
we've seen
break
people
down
say,
what we
you know,
saw.
the wolf looks weak or whatever. Well,
And
I
they're
can
talking
assure
about
you
the
that
damage
on
right
alpha,
now.
there's
Like
a bunch of people saying
people
wolf
are
is super OP,
upset
so,
about the damage,
you know,
but
it just
dude,
comes
like
down
literally
to,
all that stuff was from
to
Act
the
1. Like, what do
things
you?
go through in order to demonstrate
I
stuff?
think we probably going to be worthwhile. We make some videos showing a bit more of the less demonstratey side and get them posted and stuff this week. Because honestly,
Exactly.
you can just play it literally right now, and it's you know.
Yeah, I've definitely been playing and recording a bit myself because I was like, when I first watched it as well, the draft, I was thinking, it's like, I don't really get a feel for what it feels like to actually play it. Like, there's good demonstration here of the mechanics, but yeah, I can understand how from your perspective, it'd be pretty easy to be like, oh, we want to communicate how this cool thing works and this cool thing works.
There's a fine line there for sure. Where if you get too hectic, people are like, I don't even know what's going on. They're just looking at a ruckus. And then, yeah, in this case, let's say we went on a little too far on the other side of the line, was just a bit too slow. And as a result, yes, it can look a bit weak, but...
yeah, I think we'll try and get some like raw Druid gameplay out to people to kind of understand it. I think particularly for this class, because of the shape-shifting stuff, it's so hard for us to... Normally we can look at something and be like, oh, that's just a demonstration. We kind of know what it would look like at endgame. But I think with the Druid, it's just so unusual. It's so different that it's actually hard to judge what it would feel like to even play it. And I'm happy for my hands-on to say that like it's almost immediately like very smooth, the shape shifting of it, the movement of it, especially because like in your demonstrations, you're not really using dodge, roll, sprint, that sort of thing as well, which makes a big difference.
I suppose one of the things we didn't really dwell on in the video as well is that we do actually have dodge roll. I mean, they're not actually rolls for the animals, but yeah, all the animals can like hop around and that kind of stuff. And that was honestly one of those things that was like kind of funny because initially we actually had it so when you dodge rolled, you would transform them back into a human. And the reason we did that is because it's really hard to make animations for animals that like actually work correctly. Like we actually thought it was impossible. But then when we actually put it on alpha, there was the kind of visceral reaction of I want to still be a bear, like, you know, while I'm hopping around. So we ended up having to like work out like how can we make this possible? How can we make it so that you can actually do the dodge?
Yeah, I like that. I wouldn't want to switch back to human form during a dodge.
Pretty good,
And this was like
you want to stay as a bear or a wyvern or, you know, werewolf
so far, and it took a bit longer. Like I think you were originally hoping to bring it out in a previous
Yeah, quite a while ago. But the thing is with it is that it's kind of like designing 4 classes in one. Because not only do you have the situation where, obviously we want to have synergy between skills and stuff like that, and we can like look at that in a normal class and work out what those might be. But with this class, people want to be able to play just as a bear or just as a wolf, as well as people who want to play like dual with a human and a wolf, or people who just want to be a wolf and a bear, and like all the different combinations. So we had to kind of come up with a way for like each line needs to be self-sufficient and that it's got all the tools that you need. But at the same time, you have to not have it so it feels like there's just duplication between them. We're like, oh, like this is just the same thing as what a bear has, but you know, you are a wolf instead. So we kind of have to like, it's like you need all the tools and yet you also need to have them feel different. And that just made it really, really tricky to get all of the things right with it.
Yeah, I can't imagine
and, then
that
it
was
didn't also
simple to
help
make.
that, you know, since
The
the
witch
last
class,
time
here's the
we were
thing,
working
I don't
on
know.
way back when we showed it off in
This
Gamescom,
looks really interesting.
2023,
Here's
we
what
had
I might end up doing.
and that is a whole other complication because, you know, like how can we make that work with the animal forms?
I just
It's like a
smacked
whole
that again.
thing.
That's the second day in a row.
You know, like I'll tell
what I
you
might
the
try and
wyvern,
do,
for example, like we had a hell of a time making it so that you could do the ranged attacks because you need to be able to walk while you're
I
doing
mean,
it.
if it's not
The
like
wyvern's
mage
sitting there
or
with its
witch,
arms like
right?
planted on the
If it's
ground,
not
you
here,
know,
let's
like
turn down
being
the
able to
audio
walk
just a
while
little bit now.
also spitting it. Yeah, it's like we went through so many iterations of that. So yeah, it was just a very tricky class overall. Like,
You know, if it's
like Wyvern like months and months ago.
Yeah.
if it's a witch, you know, we know one thing we could do is we could play Essence Strain and get us through real quick, right? Essence Strain Contagion. That's a real easy build to go through.
like man, the wolf as well. I mean, it was really hard to get.
I don't really want to do the same build that I did last league though. Like I'd rather do a new build. I'd like to go more towards like I would like to go back to a crossbow build. That would be pretty nice. Especially because like clear wise, it's really good. Especially when we were doing like galvanic, when we were doing like a galvanic build that can rip you through. But like, dude, after seeing the druid, it's the only thing that has me concerned about the druid is it would take a long time to get through campaign. It would take a long time to get through campaign because of like learning the mechanics, and there's also the way that it looks like it's operating. The way that it looks like it's operating, it's going to be like kind of like what we're doing now with the sorceress. There's a lot of different mechanics that you have to do in order, whether it's like, okay, we're spell casting as the druid, and then we're switching over to, let's just say, like the wyvern, and then we're shooting out, either lightning, or we're using our rain and then switching back to our druid to cast lightning, or whatever it is that we're doing, or ice. If we go like ice build, you could do, we could do like a werewolf build. You could be a spellcaster for ice on a druid, switch to your werewolf, do these things, and then switch back. Like, there's a lot of mechanics that are going to have to go into that. So it would take us a long time to get through campaign, but in the end, we'd have a better understanding when we got to the end game. Whereas if we go through as a witch, or as we go through like a merc, or we go through as any of the other builds, we'd rip through it, we'd get our currency, but then we'd have to learn it as we go into the game. We get through campaign much quicker on a second playthrough with currency. We can buy everything and make our character work and whatever. But I think in the end game, trying to learn all of those mechanics would be worse. I'm almost in the mindset of like, let's just embrace the suck. Let's take forever to get through campaign and learn the druid. I think, oh man, I don't know. I think I might go druid. I'm going to see, like, I'm going to watch this again, and I'm going to see what other people say, and maybe try to create an idea. Try to create an idea of what I think I could do. And then we just got to figure it out. We just got to figure it out. But I love doing that. You guys know that every time. We always do a build, right? We always kind of center around a build, and then we go off and do whatever it is that we want to do. We kind of do our own thing, whatever. Here, we don't have to keep watching this. We always kind of follow like a build, kind of to start or whatever, and then we kind of branch out and do our own thing. I mean, we did it last league, right? We kind of followed the bow build, and then we made the Spark Ice, the Spark Ice Blood Mage, and we went our own path. We made our own way. We made our own thing. It's kind of the same thing. Like, it would be cool, like, to understand what we're going to get in with the druid. Like, ice, I'm telling you right now, ice is like one of my favorite things to do in PoE. Like, shock and stuff is cool too, but I love ice builds. I love ice builds. So it's like, maybe we try to find a way to get a cold build going, be like a spellcaster. I still want to be a spellcaster. I think spellcasting feels great. Like, I would love to be a spellcaster druid and then switch to a werewolf. You say yes? I mean, maybe that's it then. I think if we're a spellcaster as a druid, and I like werewolf a lot. I think bear looks fun. But werewolf looks like a ton of fun. I think it's probably werewolf is number one for me. The wyvern is second, only because like having your plants and making them grow and doing like all these weird things that you can do with it. That could be crazy, because you could almost have like almost like a triple damage deal. Like you have your plants or whatever. But then as a wyvern, you can also do like lightning. So you have your plants, you have your lightning, and then you can use your water and you can turn around. I wonder if there's some way that you can use the water, like the storm, as an ice mechanism. Like does being in the water, like if we cast our water as the wyvern, do the enemies become like susceptible to freeze? Like they said something about lightning, but I didn't catch if they said anything about freeze. So it's like if you could almost do that, it would be like a triple threat. You know, you have fire as the drag or as the wyvern, you have fire, you have your plants, you have the water, you could use ice. Like you could have like a weird combination of all of these things going at one time. Again, it's so much to wrap your head around, and it's so many button presses, but I think if there's a way that you can make it work. But for me, I think it's like, man, a spellcaster druid going ice, and then yeah, like a werewolf. Like that would be sick. The ice, I tell you, ice is one of my favorite things. When that was literally when this league started, and I saw all of the things that they were doing for like freeze and the freeze build up and all of that, I was like, I'm going freeze this league. And I wanted to go Deadeye. Initially, I wanted to go Deadeye, but everybody was playing Deadeye, so I was like, okay, I'm going to go away from that, because I knew everything was going to be expensive and all of that. So we went witch, and we just made it work. So maybe it's druid, and we try to find out some way to make the werewolf and the druid as a spellcaster and just do ice all over the place. And then play with it, figure it out. I mean, worst comes to worst, if it doesn't work, you always respec, right? It's not the end of the world. I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. I think we got two things. One of the things we kind of knew, right? We kind of knew we were going to get an in-game mechanic with the Last of the Val. I think it looks really interesting. I think it's really going to play out as into, are the rewards worth it? Obviously, the double corrupting, huge. I think that in itself makes the Last of the Val, like running those temples, probably worth it. And the fact that we can take those out, I didn't think they said anything. They said there were other things that you could take out of the Temple of the Val. So if we could take out like the double corruption, if you could take out double corruptions out of the temple, those are going to be huge currency items. Like you could turn around and sell those. So if we could take those out, that would be great. But it's like, I almost wonder if we're able to buy those, if we're able to pull them out, does it make running them worth it? Or do you just go straight to the end? Do you just try to get to the end as quick as possible? Like, I don't know. We'll have to see how the mechanics actually work. But if we can pull out the double corruptions and sell those, that's cool. So we did get in-game stuff. We knew that. We knew we got that with the temple. I think farming the Abyss stuff is really, really cool. I really enjoyed the Abyss. We'll see how the Val plays out. It's just there's so many things going into it. I have to play with it to understand it and to see if it's going to be a fun mechanic, or if it's like it's almost kind of like super time consuming to get to that place. We'll figure that out. But we did get in-game stuff. We did get more skills, which is great. We definitely wanted more build variation. I hope that the skills that they're putting in here, they said over 200, right? Over 200 something. And then there's 100 something going towards the druid on the druid side. So that's like 300 and some plus. Like hopefully with the 200 plus that they added into the regular skill tree that we have now, it gives us more options, because I would like to see more build options. I just would. I think it would be a ton of fun to, if we run through as druid, maybe switch it up, and then maybe we play sorceress again. Who knows? But I would like more builds to be more viable. So we didn't get a whole lot of skill or support stuff that they talked about. We can obviously corrupt our gems now, so Who knows what that's going to do? But they didn't talk about a whole lot of the new skills or the supports or modifications that they did to the skills and the support gems that is going to have us understand what builds we're going to be doing. So I wish we could have gotten a little bit of that, but that's fine. We'll figure that out when we're in game. But yeah, we got in-game stuff. We did get some build variation stuff. So all in all, it's pretty good. I want to play with the Val stuff, see how that goes. We didn't get the new trial. That's unfortunate, but you know, I mean, like they said, you know, I can't imagine that building the Druid character was simple for them. I can't imagine it was simple with just like how they're talking about. I mean, even the fact that like you can take multiple forms on a single character. So like you could switch from being your Druid to a bear to a wolf, or a bear to a wyvern, or whatever, you know, like it's crazy. There's all kinds of things. So I know that probably took up a lot of their time, but I would have liked to have seen a new trial, but that's okay. That's okay. What else? The tablets, I'm super, super excited that we now have more options for tablets. Being stuck to two, you know, two modifiers on the tablets felt bad. And I always kind of thought it would go to this point because, you know, you could upgrade them. It's like, okay, it's a magic item. Why can't we make it a rare item? And we already had rare items dropping from, what's his name? Uber Arbiter. So right, you fight the Arbiter, he drops rare tablets. So we knew that, I kind of always knew that we were going to get to this point. I'm glad to finally see that. Being able to have more modifiers on our tablets helps, and the map stuff, right? Because like they're talking about like, you know, not being able to upgrade, you know, the waystones to a certain point. Like that does help. It is cumbersome. It is annoying. Map, when you're building maps, obviously we built so many maps this league because we were doing like abyss heavy like farming. It does become an issue trying to upgrade these waystones multiple times. I like the distill stuff. I hated that when you distilled stuff, it was like you basically were just seeing a cloud. So that's nice. I think there's a lot of things that happen that are really, really good. We just got to get in there. We got to get in there and play it next Friday. Come on. Is it Friday? Can I go to sleep and it's the 12th? It looks complicated. Yeah, it does. It looks complicated, but I think I don't know how that's going to work. I will be interested to see what people come up with as far as like multi-form builds and how they all function together. Because it's like, it seems like one switch is so much to do right now. Like if you're just going from your, you know, your regular Druid form to your bear form, if they play together, like, you know, like they're talking about how it's playing together, you're already going to have to do stuff with your Druid, then switch form to, let's just say, your bear, and then cast spells or skills there. And then if you had something going there, and then switch to like your wyvern or something, it's like one of the things that I thought about when they were doing that was like, okay, since we can switch multiple forms, if we're a Druid, right, and say we're casting out fire spells, or maybe we're in our wyvern form and we're spitting out that acid that covers the enemies and stuff, we switch to our Druid to cast a certain spell to ignite stuff, and then you could switch to bear form to do like your slam attack, like your fire slam. There's so much going on in that. Is it worth doing that at the, you know, because you're gonna have to sacrifice skills and stuff. Obviously, you're gonna have to sacrifice certain things to do those kinds of things. Is it worth it to do that, or is it worth it to just kind of switch between Druid in a single form? And for me, it's like there's so much going on between just the Druid in a single form. Going from a Druid to a form is like it's just so much. It's so much. But I think after seeing this, I'm gonna kind of jumble it in my brain. But I think looking at it, if I could do a Druid and a werewolf, and I can make some sort of ice build out of it, I think that might be the path. That wasn't the way that I was going to go. That wasn't the way I was going to go. We were going to rip through, get some currency, and then come back to it. But the complication of the build, I think maybe it's best to just hop into it. Maybe it's just best to hop into it, get used to it, and get used to the rotation. Because what I don't want to do is get through to the end game, get currency, jump into Druid, rip through the campaign really fast, because once we've had currency, we can get through the campaign in 6, 7, 8 hours and then get to the end game, but I suck at the build because I don't know how to play it, right? Or because there's so many different button presses that I'm just not used to it, and it takes a while. Maybe it could pull away from like the actual engagement of the character. Like I wouldn't want to do that. So maybe we just do it. Maybe we just do it. And we'll be the guinea pig. You guys can watch me. You guys can watch me do it and struggle along. Yeah, it'll take a couple of days to get through campaign, but hey, it'll be a learning experience for all. It'll be a learning experience for all. I mean, I'm super excited. I'm super excited for what they said. I really want to dive into the temple stuff. How long does that actually take? How long? Because they said you had to do 5, right? You had to do 5 different portals to open it up, right? So it's like it's already kind of an experience to get into it, and then you get 6 rooms when you go in. How long is it going to take to build all the way up to it? It seems like the rewards are really good. Like I said, the double corruption stuff, the replacing your body parts kind of stuff seems really cool. Does it make sense to run? Or how long is it going to take to run to make it all worth it? So hopefully the rewards are really, really good. And so far they look really good. They look really good. When you do your build, do you show it live? Oh yeah, so we run through it live. We'll run through it live. And then what I do is, like with my builds, I have a max roll account, and as I go through my build, I update that max roll, and then it's out there for everybody. So you can follow it, you can do whatever you want. As I make changes, we just do it live. We do it live. We figure it out together. And then of course on my Discord, if you guys are like, if you have questions or you're like, hey, what did you do to your build? This I didn't get to see yesterday or the day before, or maybe I ran it over the weekend and we did some changes, and you're like, I didn't see that. You could always reach out and say, hey, what did you do to the build? And I'll let you guys know. It's not like I don't gatekeep. I don't hold the builds back. I'm not going to do that. I want everybody to have fun. If we make the build, hey man, even better. And that's basically what we've done the last 2 leagues. So the last 2 leagues, all of the builds that I have done have always been posted, and there'll usually be variations of a build, right? Like I said, like the Blood Mage, the Spark Ice build was a variation of a build that we were following, and then we just kind of went off and did our own thing. And people like Ruger and Weeble and Hooner and Shake, and I mean, there's a lot of people that contribute to the builds. They're like, hey, why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? And we throw it in there, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, then we just kind of we get rid of it. But it's like it's a community based build. It's never just my idea. It's usually a collection of everybody. So, but I'm excited. I'm excited. I wish I could wake up and it was the 12th, but I got to wake up tomorrow and it's the 5th. So we gotta wait. We gotta wait a week. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna actually rewatch this probably 2 or 3 times tonight. I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably gonna watch this 2 or 3 times. I'm gonna try to get a video out for you guys tomorrow of my reaction and kind of where I'm at with it, and some of my ideas and what I kind of what I told you guys already. But I'll try to get that all cut up for you guys today. If I don't get it out first thing in the morning, we'll get it out in the afternoon for you guys on Friday. But hey guys, I appreciate you guys being here. I'm sorry again, it's kind of a shorter day today, but I had my appointment and stuff, so I kind of had to run around. But we'll be live same time, same place tomorrow. We're gonna continue the SSF run where we're getting absolutely thrashed because we can't get gear drops and we can't craft anything. But we're gonna continue that tomorrow, and we'll continue that into next week. Oh, thanks, Streg. I appreciate that, man. Hey, I appreciate every single one of you. Every single time that you guys come in here, I really do. I appreciate you guys being here. And this is what it's all about. It's about us here. It's this community. I love you guys, and we'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, guys. We'll see you there.